Hi, good morning. What is your name?
Hi, my name is Rido Khairi Anugraha.
May I see your identity card?
Sure,
Thank you. Let's talk about emotion. For the first question, how do you usually deal with stress?
I usually deal with stress by giving myself a moment to pause and breathe. When things feel overwhelming, I like to go for a short walk or listen to calming music to clear my mind. Sometimes I also write down my thoughts because putting everything on paper help me understand what's really bothering me. If the stress comes from work or responsibilities, I try to reorganize my schedule and break tasks into smaller, more manageable steps. That way, everything feels less heavy and I can stay more focused.
Do you think you're good at managing your own emotion?
I think I am very good at managing my emotion, although I'm still learning and improving. I try to be aware of what I'm feeling and avoid reacts too quickly, especially when I'm upset. When I experience strong emotion, I usually take a moment to calm myself down before responding. I've also been practicing expressing my feeling more oftenly instead of keeping everything inside. It's not always easy, but I can see that I'm become better and handling my emotion in a healthier way.
Who do you usually talk to when you feel strong emotion, such as anger, sadness, or happiness?
When I feel intense emotion, I usually talk to a close friend or a family member I trust. These are people who listen without judging and can give me honest but supportive advice. If I am feeling really overwhelmed, I tend to talk to someone who understands my personality well because it makes me feel safer and more comfortable. On the other hand, when I feel happy or excited about something, I like sharing it with them too because celebrating good moment with someone else makes them even more meaningful.
What do you do to stay emotionally healthy?
To stay emotionally healthy, I try to maintain a balance between work, rest, and activities that I enjoy. I make sure I sleep enough, eat properly, and do light exercise to keep my mind and body in good condition. I also spend time doing hobbies like watching movies, reading, or creating something because these activities help me relax. Another thing I do is set boundaries such as not taking on more than I can handle and being okay with saying no. And finally, I remind myself to focus on positive things and practice gratitude, which help me stay grounded emotionally.
Now, I will give you a topic. You have 1 minute to prepare, and then you must speak for 1 or 2 minutes. Explain a situation that shocked your emotional condition and you needed to overcome it. You should say when it happened, what caused it, what you did to improve your emotional condition, and explain what you learned from the experience.
Yes. A few months ago, I experienced an emotional insight that really took me by surprise. At that time, one of the projects I had worked on for client was unexpectedly rejected. I honestly didn't see it coming because I felt I had already put a lot of effort, time, and creativity into it. When the client said it didn't meet their expectation, I felt deeply discouraged. The rejection affected me more than I expected, and for several weeks, I struggled with stress and a noticeable drop in my self-confidence. The main cause of this emotional shock was my own high expectation. I was convinced that the client was approved the work without any major revision. So when it turned out differently, it felt like a personal failure. I kept questioning my abilities, and this constant overthinking made it difficult for me to focus on other tasks. To deal with emotional setback, I tried several things that usually help me calm down and regain balance. First, I spent some time playing video game. It helped me shift my attention away from negative thoughts and gave me a sense of comfort. I also listen to a lot of music, mostly calm and relaxing tracks, because music has always helped me manage stress. In the late afternoon, I made it a habit to go cycling. The fresh air and gentle exercise help clear my mind, and the physical movement will improve my mood and energy level. From this experience, I learned that rejection is a natural part of any creative journey, and it doesn't define my worth on my capabilities. I also realize how important it is to maintain emotional balance, especially when dealing with demanding projects. Taking breaks, doing enjoyable activities, and allowing myself time to breathe actually made me stronger and more prepared to handle future challenges. Overall, the experience taught me to handle Christians more mercurely and to take better care of my mental well-being.
The next question is How important is emotional health compared to physical health?
In my opinion, emotional health is just as important as physical health, but are closely connected and can affect each other. A person may be physically healthy, but if their emotional state is unstable, they will still struggle to function well in daily life. For example, long-term stress can weaken the immune system and lead to various illnesses. Therefore, maintaining emotional health is essential for a balanced and productive life.
Why do some people find it difficult to express their emotion?
There are several reasons why some people find it hard to express their emotion. First, some individuals grow up in environment where emotional expression is not encouraged, so they become used to giving their feeling to themselves. Second, they may fear being judged or misunderstood by others. Additionally, some people struggle to recognize or manage their own emotion, which makes it challenging to express them properly.
Do you think schools should teach emotional intelligence?
I believe that schools should teach emotional intelligence. Education often focuses on academic abilities, but emotional skills are just as important in everyday life. By learning emotional intelligence, students can understand themselves better, empathize with others, manage stress, and build healthy social relationships. These are lifelong skills that they will benefit from in the future.
How does social media affect someone's emotional well-being?
Social media has both positive and negative impact on emotional well-being. On one hand, it allows us to connect with others, receive support, and share our experiences. On the other hand, express excessive use can create feeling of insecurity, especially when people constantly compare their life with others. Negative content, harsh comment, and the pressure to appear perfect can also increase stress and disrupt emotional health.